Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Friday, December 1st, 2023. I, of course, am with Originator Success here, the Daily Rate Lock Conversation, the only place on the web where you guys get to be a part of the conversation. Appreciate you joining. Remember, you can join me live each and every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget, give me a hashtag replay. Let me know that you were here. Let Facebook or YouTube know that you were there. Don't forget to smash that like button, give that thumbs up, share us with a friend, all that good stuff. You know what we're looking for. Remember, you can sign up for our written email lock advice if you want something shorter. www.ratelockadvice.com. Get it to your inbox each and every day. You can get our text alerts, ratetextalerts.com. Last but not least, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Good morning, Ron Siegel. That's right. It's December, baby. It's Christmas time. I am Christmas Santa. I am Santa Hammer, bringing you great rates in December. I'm telling you, I feel it. I feel it, fellas. We're here. We're here. Finally, we're coming to the other side. I think that the next 2 weeks are going to be really good for mortgage rates. I don't think they're going to get like crazy, but I think it brings us pretty firmly into the sixes. All we need is a little bit of labor market weakness. Now, granted, what happens if we get labor market strength? What happens if bonds don't like the labor market data next week? That could be bad. But you know what? Bonds, traders, markets, they have a tendency to believe what they want to believe. And I think they're going to believe the story that we tell them. And that story is it's time. It's time for the Fed to stop. It's time for us to run it, baby. Run it. All right, let's go ahead and get into the good stuff. Good to see you, my friends. Great to have you here. Scott Menser, Ron Siegel, Bobby Searson, Robert Bashirs. Good morning. Remember, though, rates going down aren't going to solve all of our problems. In fact, it's going to create new problems. One of those problems being, hold on, there we go. One of those problems being that consumers are going until things hit the bottom. So you're going to have to get good at persuading them to take action now. And I think it's just going to take a little bit of ingenuity, and telling them. Robert, I am right now, at least, less concerned about EPOs. But I would be having that conversation if you're a broker. I'd be having that conversation with your AE and start getting some assurances. Lenders are they're going to be making money on EPOs. I think it's kind of messed up because if they already sold the servicing value and they're not getting hit with an EPO, why are they hitting you? But if lenders are getting hit with an EPO from the servicing side, well, that's going to make it a little bit harder, So, but I think hopefully rates creep down at a gradual level and we don't run into that EPO madness nearly as much. That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, right now, so far, if you take a look at Mortgage News Daily, use this one as a reference point. We're pretty good with that. I'll go ahead and put that there. I know, Ron, you said you don't see it as well, but here you go. I mean, going from the higher sevens and into where we're at here over a month, that's okay. We can deal with that, right? 6 months, though. 6 months, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So, yeah, you definitely want to try to insulate yourself against EPOs as much as you can. Have a conversation about what you can do to do that, and put aside some money. Because at some point somebody's going to nail you with one and you're going to have to deal with it and it's going to be ugly. And yeah. So anyway, this morning, mortgage-backed securities, at least the 6.0 coupon down about 6 basis points to start the day. If we take a look here where this box is, the big thing here, take a look here. We are falling back below that 200-day moving average. If we're looking at the technicals, by the way, just to show you kind of how funny technicals are, right? So if we look at, I'm going to refresh this so that I can show you what we're at here. Okay. So if we look at the 6.0 coupon, right, and we look at this, we were above the 200-day moving average. We spent a couple of days above it. And then today we're breaking right below it. The 200-day moving average, 100.34. Mortgage bonds right now at 100.31. So we're kind of like testing this as a support level. Now, if I flip this over and we look at the 6.5 coupon, well, now we never really broke above that 200-day moving average. See the difference here? And we were right below that 200-day moving average, and we tested it and then bounced away from it. So, I mean, which one's correct? Which one are traders looking at, right? Well, according to to MBS Live, Mortgage News Daily, Matt Graham, he's got his star on the 6.0 coupon, and that means that that's the one that he's seeing the most trading volume on. But at the end of the day, all of this here, I got something funny to tell you. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which one you're looking at. Doesn't matter about that moving average, right? Because we're basically in the same spot. So next week we are getting all the labor market data. We're going to get the JOLTS data, the AP, the private payroll data. We're going to get non-farm payroll data on Friday with wages and unemployment. Now, remember, it was a huge party early in November when we got that soft labor market data, and it really gave us a reason to rally. You could see that here. That was November 3rd, right here on this one. So we were already rallying, though. Look at this, Wednesday, November 1st. By the time we got to November 3rd, things were rocking and rolling. Then we got the inflation data on the 14th. That set things off again. You could see these giant rocket candlesticks, these giant long green rocket candlesticks, right? So I think it's a really good chance right now that markets are looking for a reason to go ahead and party. I think they're going to be looking for any kind of sign of weakness next week. So we're going to get all that labor market data. And we'll be getting some other data as well. Let me take a look at the economic calendar. We'll take a peek together. Here we go. Flipping this on for you. So let me move this out of the way. And again, thanks to MBS Live. That's the service that I use and I pay for just like everybody else. And if you want to check it out and pay for it, you can. There's a lot of great services out there, and I get nothing. I don't have an affiliate deal or anything there. So, but if I'm using it to share with you, I feel that obligated to give them their proper plug. So anyway, next week we've got, the JOLTS data, like I talked about on Tuesday. We've got some PMI data, which is going to come in and be pretty important here. We've got the ADP jobs data coming in on Wednesday, right? And then on Thursday, we're going to have continued unemployment claims, regular unemployment claims, if you will. And then, of course, Friday has all the big non-farm payroll data. The following week, let me see, that is on Tuesday, the 12th, we're going to get the CPI inflation report. And then on Wednesday, the 13th, we get the Fed meeting, and we are at a blackout period now. Today, actually, we're not in a blackout period yet, because today we do have my man, Fed Chair Jerome Powell. He is out there speaking twice today at a fireside chat and a roundtable. And as it says here, this is the last chance for insight into the upcoming Fed meeting, because this is the last we're going to hear from him until his press conference following the FOMC meeting on the 13th, as the Fed enters its blackout period. So the blackout period is the Saturday before the meeting. It's about 10 days before the meeting. It's going to start on Saturday the 2nd, tomorrow. And we will not be hearing any more from the Fed. We'll probably get an article or two from Nick Timiraos, the Fed Whisperer, out in the Wall Street Journal. But other than that, so anyway, as far as all of it goes, I kind of took the long route this morning. But rate sheets this morning should be very similar to what we saw yesterday. Reprice risk on the day is low. Very unlikely that we have to worry about any of that. We're going to get some ISM manufacturing data in about 20 minutes, but I don't think it's really going to shake things up. We could see rates creep, not rates, but we could see bonds lose a little bit of ground and creep lower, but it's going to happen right as pricing comes out. So we may see rates just a little worse than yesterday, but if they like the data or different things, we should be all right. Should see things about where they are. My advice continues to remain to flow unless you got a loan closing in the next 10 days or so, and it's risk averse. I think there is a very good opportunity over the next couple of weeks that we could see rates dip back into the sixes. It's not a guarantee. It could blow up in my face, but there's a lot of reasons why that momentum is there. Right now, the markets very, very clearly, they want to believe, baby. They want to believe that the Fed is done raising rates and will cut rates soon. In fact, there's over 100% expectation. It can't be over 100%, but there's 100% expectation that the Fed is done raising rates. There's very little belief we'll see any moves by January. However, look at March gaining so much momentum now. It's a 50-50 chance that we will see a rate cut as soon as March. That was June and July and June and May just a couple of days ago. Right now, expectations in June, forget the 5.25. That there's only a 6% expectation that we'll still be at 5.25. This was almost 50-50 a while back. Now there's 30% expectation that we'll see one rate cut by June. There is a almost 45%, and it is by far the leader of the pack that we'll see two rate cuts. Remember, rate cuts are going to be about a quarter point. They don't have to be, but they're going to be a quarter point because the Fed's not going to want to cut too quickly. Now, in May, again, this was the big thing. There's about a 20, let's call it a 0.25%, 1 in 4 belief that we will see rates stay where they're at until May, a 50% belief that we will see a cut by then, or that we will have seen a cut in March, but that the Fed will not cut 2 months in a row. And I think that's really kind of what markets are looking at right now. Right now, the overwhelming belief seems to be that we're going to see a first cut in March, the Fed will wait in May, and then cut again in June. And that's probably how I think things will play out. If we get weak labor data and good inflation data, heading into that March reading. So we've got about 4 months that, because it is March 20th. So, it's about it's close to 4 months. We got all of December, January, February, and then into March 20th to see continued reports showing weakness and kind of where we'll be. Now, remember, mortgage rates could benefit before we actually get to those March rate cuts, as markets believe that we're going to see cuts in March, and that gains momentum. We're going to see mortgage rates improve. And guess when that starts? That's right, next week. And hammer clause. Oh, dude, how did I not get that first? Hammer clause. I got it. Hammer clause thinks we're going to see some better rates first couple weeks of December. I think we're going to see rates drop down into the 6s. Mike said, what is the target Fed rate? Mike, it's been a while since I've read what their target rate was, but I believe it's somewhere in that like high 3s, low 4s, is where they'll find their target rate right now. So, 5.25 was their target rate on like where they're hitting and stopping at this point. That's the argument there, but I think it'll find its way down. I think we're going to see Fed rates that are in the high 3s, low 4s soon in 2024. Good morning, Rob Stewart, Mike Tebow, Dan Crowley, by the way. Mike said, isn't the November jobs report traditionally higher because of temporary Christmas help? Yeah, and again, you know what? It's all so manipulated. That's why you're supposed to get the adjustments. But even if we did get that, again, if we see a report that's not too weak, markets will use that as part of an argument on why it's still showing weakness and why they want to rally. Markets are going to do what markets want to do. They're going to bend the data to their will until it supports what they want to see. And right now, what markets want to see is they want to see economic and labor market weakness so that we can see some Fed rate cuts. Everybody wants to see some Fed rate cuts. Remember, we saw that 10-year Treasury yield was all the way up to 5%. This does not want to move, pain in the butt. Now we're at 4.34 for that 10-year yield, and we were as low as 4.25. That is a huge drop in the course of a month. And it's there. So Sean said, Powell talks today. Anything you think you can say that the markets don't take? Well, no, I really don't, Sean. Like I said, yeah, I showed up that he's got a fireside chat and a round table today. I don't think that he's going to say anything. I think he's going to say very much a lot of the same stuff that we've been hearing, and that is that everything will be data dependent, blah, blah, blah. But we've think about the other Fed members that we've had. We've had Bostic, we've had Mester, we've had I forget the other guy. Thomas, him. I don't know. Anyway, Bostic and Mester were both pretty dovish. I think that Powell tends to lean in the dovish side anyway right now. So I think I don't think there's anything we have to worry about that he could say. So, all right, y'all. Well, happy Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Good morning, Anusha. Great to see you. I am wrapping it up today. I want to get some stuff done. It is nasty, ugly, rainy, cold weather here in the Smoky Mountains. Mike said, do you think the fireside chat will set the round table on fire? That is possible. That is possible. That's probably why this picture, Mike, why they show the whole thing burning down. That's probably what happened. Oh, Bowman. Thank you, Thomas Bowman. So thanks, Ron. I appreciate you. I couldn't remember his damn last name. What's funny is none of them are voting members, but they rotate. Mester, though, comes off next year. She's hit her 10-year mark, and she's like old milk. Once they get past their expiration, they got to change them out. And then, but they do change voting members. Bostic becomes a voting member next year, so that's why his comments, they do have some weight, because it's not necessarily what markets were looking for December, but they think that if Bostic is a voting member, kind of where he leans now, that he'll be a part of bringing things down next year, and how that FOMC will be made up and what the voting numbers will be. So anyway, y'all have a fantastic weekend. Revel and rejoice in the fact that the worst of rates are behind us, and now it's time to get out and get some loans for 2024. Hey, if you did not sign up for my planning session next week. Price is going up soon. Sign up. It's $67. I know that's dirt cheap, and I could charge 10 times that. That's what people tell me. Nobody told me that. I made that up, but I could charge more. It's going to go up to 97. Save your $30. Hop in on this, y'all. For if you get in now, $67. It is by far. I really think that this is a plan. I think that should be the link. So I popped it in the comment section there. It's hmmr.io/2024 plan. Bobby Searson asked me where to sign up. There it is, Ms. Bobby Searson. hmmr.io/2024-plan is how to sign up for that. So I have it's a 3-hour workshop. At the end of it, you're actually going to have a business plan. I love my 3-piece component, the way that we do it. This year, though, definitely going to be spending more time and energy on how to generate business in 2024. I think it's very important. So the strategies, the tactics, the tips, the things that'll work on that, we're going to be roundtabling, and I'll be sharing a lot of different stuff. If I were to go into originating again tomorrow, I actually feel comfortable that it would take me a month or two to get ramped up to get my pipeline full, but I feel like that you could do that. I think there's a lot of opportunity today. This industry has gotten its ass beat in the last year, and we kind of had it coming after the few years that we've had. I mean, come on, we had a great run, and anybody that's been in the business knows that you can't run that hot forever. But now it's coming. I think it's coming to an end. 2024 is not going to be easy. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be a tough year. Inventory still going to be a big problem. But I think that we do start seeing some of that ease up as we move in. Remember, as rates get lower, it's going to help free up some inventory, but it's also going to create more demand. Home prices will stay high because of that, but it's going to be more transactions. Robert said, calm down with those prices. I got that one. I got you, Robert. Yeah, you know what? Today's quote was from Richard Branson. I put on my written lock advice, and it resonates with me. It says, "For my very first day as an entrepreneur, I felt the only mission worth pursuing in business is to make people's lives better." And that's my goal. I with my business planning session, it really is. And I'll tell you, I tripped in 2023. I did not have a clear plan. There were a lot of things I did wrong, and we had an okay year, but I feel like I really just screwed the pooch and I feel like I did not. So I'm going into 2024 with a chip on my shoulder, and I'm going to share that chip with y'all. In other words, I'm going to help you to get a better year, because I wasn't happy with my reaction to where we were at 2023. And, again, of course, originator success, we sell to originators. So as people were struggling, that caused us to lose a lot of good members, a lot of longtime members. And I'm not used to that. I'm used to our product is one that people are happy with and they stick with for a long, long time. It's why we don't do contracts and we don't do setup fees and things like that. But people were just, desperate times, desperate measures. And that was a struggle that, we lost more people, and I should have been focusing on more growth for the year, and I wasn't. So anyway, that's poor planning. And I made sure that I am really going into 2024 with a better plan. I think it's going to be important for this year. I think 2025, we can coast more, but 2024, I think if those that are doing the right things are going to do well. People that don't have their ducks in a row are going to struggle more. It's kind of how I see the year playing out. So anyway, that's it for me, y'all. I've been chattering. I'll catch you guys on Monday. Make it a fantastic weekend. Happy December. And thanks again for joining me, y'all. Bye-bye.